Hello and welcome. It's the second week of November. Sunny day today. When I did my filming on the weekend, it was very dull indeed. The year is rolling on, so now it's a case of out with the old and almost in with the almost new. First plant to come out is going to be my spinach. It's done. It's a bit of a warm-up exercise before I get onto the other stuff. I've still got my mooly radish here and my beetroot down here, so the bed's not going to be fully cleared yet. I'm going to get rid of that spinach. So I got rid of my weed suppressing planks, and then two minds. Do I dig over that spinach into the ground as green manure? There's a tiny bit of room left in the compost bins. So quick rake over and off it goes. Next to come out is going to be my sweet corn. It's always a sad time when I pull that up. Oh, adds a bit of height and interest to the allotment, doesn't it? But it's serving no purpose there. So thankfully it's really easy to pull up because it's got really short roots. So I'm just going to pull that up, lay them on the ground till I work out what I'm doing with my compost heap.
Dig. Dave. Dig.
Dig, 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 dig.
The sweet corn had deeper roots than last year. I needed a spade to get them out. I'd weeded between these in a couple of months, so I was quite pleased, to be honest, on the lack of weeds I uncovered. As per usual, a quick rake and on to the next bed. And lastly, I'm going to get rid of the bean plants and the structure. There's a few beans on the plants still, but it's not producing anymore. So I'm going to harvest them, take it all down. Hopefully that'll give a bit more light to the leeks that are growing behind it. So dismantling the bean frame was pretty easy. I salvaged the wood for future use. If you saw me put this bean frame up, I used wire instead of string for the beans to climb up. I was hoping to be able to reuse the wire, but slightly worried, to be honest, if beans could climb up wire or not. I can confirm two things after this. Yes, beans can cling to wire. Very well indeed, it turns out. Two, I did manage to reclaim most of the wire eventually, after picking up very clingy beans and sorting out some massive tangles, and I ended up with a beautiful contemporary art piece that really is fit to tour the country, but is now on temporary display in my shed. So we're a couple of weeks into year 2 of me uploading videos to YouTube. What can we expect in the winter months, in season 2 of Dig Dave Dig? Is it going to be the same winter as last year? Spread some compost, have a fire, build a structure? Quite possibly. But last year, about this time, I planted my garlic. Let's have an update on this year's. Welcome to my garden, or the bit of the garden that I'm going to show you. This year I grew 3 groups of garlic. One group just bought straight from the supermarket, just a standard garlic head, split into cloves and grew that. The second lot was ones I'd bought from the supermarket the prior year, grown them once and then replanted. And then the third lot I had bought from the supermarket a year before that, and they've been through the growing cycle a couple of times. So I'll show you a photo of that. The ones straight from the supermarket were the smallest on average. The ones that have been recycled and grown a few times were the biggest. These are those. So these are somewhere in that pile on the right hand side of that photo. These are from the middle group where they've just been recycled now twice. And these ones, this is an experiment. These are the ones I took out of the ground last July, not the July just gone, the year before that. So these have been sat in a cupboard for a year and 4 or 5 months. So I'm just going to plant them and see what happens. Just just to see. So I don't plant my, you break these up into the cloves. You can just put them straight in the ground, but what I always do is just soak them in water for a few weeks at home first in a container. They start to grow roots and start to grow shoots. Gives them a good start. That's what I do anyway. Like I say, you can just plant them straight in the ground, but that's my technique and it always works. So I'm not going to deviate from that. So I've got a whole playlist of garlic videos from last year where I went through the process of soaking them in water, transplanting them and harvesting them. So feel free to check that out, and you will see, because I started when I first started putting videos on YouTube right the way up to this July, you will see the evolution of my videos from hopefully from poor to fantastic. But feel free to check that out, but bear in mind there is some sound quality issues on the way as I was learning my video editing craft. Right, so I'm going to get these in water and I'll show you that in a bit. We'll check back in on that garlic in a few weeks, see if it starts to produce them roots and shoots. But that's it for this week. Thank you for watching. Click subscribe, send me a comment, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.